For me, the most frustrating fumble I have ever seen in the tech world has got to be Microsoft with their handling of Surface Duo. And they fumbled Surface Duo in multiple different ways. Surface Duo 1 launched in a state where pretty much everyone agreed that the hardware was extremely impressive, if not at least very unique, but the software, for many, was an unmitigated disaster. The touch response was terrible, making all the gesture controls, which were really important to this device, very, very hard to use. It was buggy, it was glitchy, it was crashy, it just had problems. But credit to Microsoft at least a little bit for listening to what the complaints around Duo were, and with Duo 2 we got an improved device. They actually gave us a full set of world-facing cameras so that this thing could actually behave like a modern smartphone. As it turns out, people like to take pictures with their phones, so giving us at least a passable camera setup was a good move. How about those high refresh rate screens? That was definitely a good improvement there as well. It was still fairly buggy, but you could see with Duo 2 what the path ahead could potentially be. And let me be perfectly frank with you guys who maybe think I'm overblowing this whole situation a little bit. This thing you're watching right now, this video on my channel, this channel that I make videos on in order to pay my bills. That's right, this YouTube channel pays my mortgage. It would not exist in this form. I would not be doing this full-time as a job without Surface Duo, and that is no exaggeration at all. You see, my channel existed for years before Duo, and I would post things on it here or there. A lot of it was more gaming focused, but as my interest in gaming kind of waned over the years, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with this channel, but I knew that I loved tech, and I randomly made a Surface Duo video, and it got about 1,000 views, and the light bulb went off in my brain, and off I went from there, pursuing Duo voraciously. My subscriber count grew, my views grew, and I've continued for the last, I guess about 5 years now, ever since, and here I am. So again, it's no exaggeration. That's what Duo did for me. But what did Microsoft then do for Surface Duo? Well, they got cold feet. They decided that the entire point of the device, that it had two screens, which made it a completely unique user experience, even compared to the large folding screen devices, which now permeate my channel in particular. They decided that apparently needed to go away. They canceled the currently in development Surface Duo 3 that was going to be a dual screen device like Duo 2, but improved, and they began working on a folding OLED screen device. And then shortly after that, they decided the entire project was no longer worth pursuing, and they canceled it, killing Duo outright. Here's what's crazy. Surface Duo, despite selling, I would imagine, quite meagerly, still has a lasting impact. This device, Surface Duo 2, came out in October of 2021, and I made a video 7 months ago, unfortunately letting you guys know that Surface Duo 2 had received its final update directly from Microsoft. And again, I say to you, Surface Duo has a lasting impact because the design of this device, even with ever thinner and thinner folding OLED screen devices, this design is still remarkable and attention-grabbing to the extent that it is still popping up in movies. Let me turn your attention to this post on Threads by a friend of the channel, Marcus here. I finally snagged a high-definition screenshot of Surface Duo 2 in Captain America Brave New World. This is a movie that just came out a few months ago, and there indeed is Surface Duo 2. So what we're going to do, just for fun, I went into that movie. It's on Disney+. I grabbed it, and I pulled the portion of that movie out, and we're going to take a closer look at Surface Duo 2 in the year 2025, appearing in a big-budget Marvel movie. A phone that has been dead for 7 months. A phone that came out in October of 2021 still looks so futuristic that it's still popping up in movies. All right, so this is the scene itself. I've zoomed in just a little bit, and we're going to kind of just go frame by frame through this. So what happens is the new Captain America says, hey, Mr. President, hey, Harrison Ford, I don't actually know what's going on in this movie, but I gather that he's the president in this movie. You should look at this thing on my Microsoft Surface Duo. Now, eagle-eyed viewers among you may notice that that's not quite right for Surface Duo, because what they've done here is they have gotten rid of the bezel. So what they've probably done is maybe they just like taped it off with green tape, and they've just sort of, with CGI, they have overlaid on top of an existing Surface Duo these two discrete screens. If I show you mine, let me pull up something that you can see the bezels a bit easier. There you go. You can see that it did have fairly large bezels on the top and on the bottom, and here, for the purpose of this movie, they have gotten rid of that to make it look a bit more futuristic. But here's the thing. The Surface Duo 3 that was being worked on, they were going to be shrinking those bezels. They might have actually been making the device as a whole a little bit more narrow, so each individual discrete screen might have been more like a typical phone, a bit more narrow and a bit taller, but the bezels were also getting smaller. So this is really not that far from what Microsoft was going to be doing in real life. You also get this sort of like back view of it, and you can't really make out a whole lot of detail other than that it's got that glossy finish. Mine does have a skin on it that's like a faux leather skin, but naturally it's going to be a very glossy look. And I think you can actually even make out a little bit of like fingerprints on the back of it, because glossy, it was a massive fingerprint magnet. In theory, the Microsoft logo, I think, should be there. If he's handing it to him so he can see it like this, then that would mean that, yes, the logo is here and then the camera bump is here. You can't really make out either one of those things. Not that it matters. I mean, you know that they would be there, but you can't really see it there. And then as it transitions over, we get to see a slightly different angle look at it. Now Harrison Ford's character is actually looking at it as well. Really good job on the effects here, getting sort of like the reflection all looking very, very natural. The shadows and reflections, they do a very good job on their CGI stuff. But you can see the little hinge right down there and right up there. This is definitely Duo, volume rocker, and the power button over here on the side. It's Duo. Now, I will point out that they don't have the bumper on it, okay? So you can't really put a case on these devices very easily. So they come with these little bumpers. They just sort of stick to the side of the device, and it looks like they don't necessarily have those bumpers on there. But again, it's Duo. I just find it so amusing that we live in a world where there are so many phones with literally folding screens in them. And yet, time and time again, we have seen movies turn to Surface Duo, a device that has two discrete separate screens like a dual monitor setup in your pocket, and say, now that looks like the future. Put that in my movie with technologically advanced gadgets and hardware everywhere. And Microsoft, you had it, you never supported it properly, you never marketed it properly, and you abandoned it far too soon. And I, much like I think many people who might be in my comment section right now, will never fully forgive you for fumbling Surface Duo the way that you did. Even though I'm a big folding phone user now, I never felt more productive on my phone than I did when I was using the Surface Duo. Guys, thanks for watching. Give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you see this movie? Did it pop up? Did you recognize this? Let me know in those comments down below. Have you seen Duo in other media maybe I've not covered here on this channel? Again, drop that comment down below. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.